Outside, and by outside I mean our outdoor indoor set. From our very own line here at QVC comes Home Reflections, which brings this really beautiful elevated luxe look to your home for a fraction of the price. And if you don't know about our Home Reflections line, they really did have this beautiful refresh last year, and we have this gorgeous floral and whipstitch 60-inch by 70-inch throw. Now standard throw is 50 inches by 60 inches, so this is a nice big good size, but this is a true reversible. What you're seeing right here with this beautiful iceberg green is the two different sides that we have with this one. So yeah, this is a real true reversible, so you're going to get like two completely different looks versus like, you know, maybe sort of the same look just in a different color. This is a really, really beautiful option that we're seeing here for $15.99 or 3 easy payments of $5.33. That's $17 less than our original QVC price. That was $33. So the colors that we have right here, this one is that gorgeous iceberg green. I'm showing you this so you can both see that floral color look on one side and then that beautiful velveteen soft here on the other side, this embossed side, if you will. We'll get into those details in a second. So there's your iceberg green. Right up here we have the rust. I'm gonna actually hold the rust up and show you the difference in that pattern. Isn't that just absolutely stunning? So pretty, love the rust. Here to my right is what we are calling our camel. This one might be my favorite. I just think it's so elevated and so luxe looking. And then I believe, do we have the indigo blue, guys? Oh, just kidding. These are the three we have. Camel, rust, iceberg green. And we have a very special guest who's joining me right now. Her and I have been talking lots of interior decorating lately. It's our good friend, Carrie Lachlan from Home Reflections. Hey, Carrie, it's good to see you.
Hi, Steve. So good to see you. I think the last time I presented these was with you.
Yeah.
So I was very excited that we have these back. And I have to say, before we get started, I tend to never really comment on price, but when the screen popped up,
bonkers,
and I saw the price, if my mic was on, you would have heard me say, what? So, I just wanted to point that out.
No, it's true. I mean, $16 for a 60-inch by 70-inch throw. That's truly reversible. Carrie, when we say reversible here at QVC, we don't usually mean like two completely different looks. This is gorgeous.
This really is, you have that option, which I love. You know, we change our moods like very often. Throughout the day, we can be 7 different moods. So the fact that maybe on Tuesday, you want that beautiful, beautiful solid color, you still have all that gorgeous visual interest with that embossing there. And then you're like, you know what? And then on Thursday, I want to have a little bit of floral because it's pretty cold out here on the East Coast. And then you also have that option. Maybe you're putting this on your blanket ladder or throwing this across the back of your furniture, or you could do a little half and half. You can have it set up. I always like to kind of pleat it down the center, and then you can have just a little bit of that decor popping through. Oh,
it's so pretty, especially, I mean, like even with like our couch right here, most of our couches and sofas are just one solid color. What a great way for you to go ahead and just add that pop of design and like that really like fun kind of, this almost reminds me of like an accent wallpaper, if you will, right?
It does, absolutely. Having that pattern, I'm going to do a little chuck it moment back here, but having that pattern, you can see how it really breaks up that entire space. So normally we have just all of those solid colors. A lot of us tend to do block coloring, which is fantastic. It's great to have that as your foundation, but being able to add in those beautiful designs is really fantastic. And then of course, you can always flip it over and say, you know what, today, I just want a little bit of that solid look. So a ton of options. And if you read the reviews, if you're thinking about getting this and you start reading the reviews, this is a beloved blanket here at QVC.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a reason why we've already sold out of a color here. And, you know, Carrie and I presented this not too long ago. So this is relatively new to our collection. This beautiful iceberg green is very, very popular right now. I think that this, oh, wow, I just popped my knee there. You could see that kind of sheen with our studio lights there. This is beautiful. In addition to the iceberg green, we have the camel as well as the rust over here. I'm just gonna pull the rust over here next to us so you can see what that looks like as well. Just so beautiful here. But Carrie, we're seeing whip stitch in the title. What exactly is a whip stitch?
So the whip stitch is this really charming effect that we have that's running around the entire exterior of the blanket. I think in the camel you can really see it, and in the green you might be able to see it more. The rust has this really beautiful matching to it as well, but you can kind of see it more on the floral side. It just gives it a little bit more of a finished look, a little bit of a charm, a little bit of a cottage core. But yeah, see that? It's just those little details that really make this throw stand out from some of our other throws as well.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I've not seen a throw like this in our collection. We sell a lot of different kinds of throws with different kinds of brands as well, but Home Reflections has really just brought their A game as of recently. And Carrie, you teach us all the time when we're talking about throws to just sort of like organically give it like that nice little toss, which gives it that sort of, you know, kick back, laid back, but very designer look and feel.
Exactly. There's multiple ways to do your throws. I always say, play with them, do them different ways.
Right.
But you can do that really nice, neat fold, and you can take it down the couch, which is a really fun way to break up really blocky furniture. If you have that large L couch, I always recommend this to either take it down the chase or take it down that corner. Just breaks up that little bit of bulkiness. But yes, my method that I like to call it, I've coined it it's very, very professional, Steve. It's called the chuck it.
Chuck it.
Where you just get your blanket, kind of pinch it in the center, pick it up, and then you literally chuck it. And what that does is you can fluff it if you want. This works great on the edge of a bed as well. It gives it that lived-in look. It's why on the design shows that we're on, we always like to do those last moment touches at the end. It's what creates our personality, makes every space feel comfy and cozy. That's perfect. You did it perfectly, by the way.
Wonderful. Perfect. Because that's just it. You want it to look, really beautiful in your space, but you also want it to look very inviting, which I think is so perfect about your aesthetic, Carrie. Like, you really give us these really beautiful elevated luxe tips and tricks, but also at the same time, it always feels so inviting, which feels really nice. And that really does sort of encompass the Home Reflections line, right?
Yes. Thank you so much for that. When I started in home, I started as an organizer. So I started with function first. So for me, anything that we're bringing into our home, and when we're talking about home reflections and creating our collections, we're always thinking, how are you using this? Where are you using this? Who is using this? And then, of course, how are you maintaining this? This is machine wash, tumble dry.
Easy.
So we're always thinking about these pieces living in your home day to day. You'll hear me say it all the time, but Home Reflections is really your brand at home, and we're creating those pieces that you can kind of grow with and you can create around. So it's your personality, and then you add your touches to it, and it just creates a beautiful, beautiful space.
Oh, it really does. And many people think so too, Carrie. We've had over 250 orders placed for this blanket right here for $15.99. Spectacular price, 3 easy payments of $5.33. 3 of the different colors we have left. Let's start right over here with the most popular of the show, the iceberg green. We have fewer than 250 left. And remember, reversible, so not only are you getting that beautiful velveteen side with those embossed florals, but you're also getting that full floral side as well. So beautiful iceberg green. Here in the center is the rust. Rust, we have 350 left in that rust, and then this beauty, the camel, which is so nice. Fewer than 300 left in that camel. Let's come back here to rust for a second, because Carrie, this rust almost takes me to like a brick colored place, but I wouldn't say that this is that, right?
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. As you were rubbing your hand, I was like, oh, I want to mention that. For me, the rust has an undertone of a rose, even a little bit of an undertone of a very rich salmon. So there's like a deep, deep, deep coral in there. So imagine like a little rosy, a little coral. And then when the word rust comes up, I think really what's happening there is that it's just being grounded. There's a grounding, like neutral space here. So that's what I think maybe we decided to call it rust. But to me, there's a lot of multiple colors in there. And even the camel, when we hear camel, a lot of times we can think more on the end of like a cognac or a tobacco color.
Agreed.
This is a beautiful tan. Like if we want to just pick a color out of what it is, it's a beautiful, beautiful, rich tan.
Definitely. And I think what's so interesting about this show that we're calling it Home and Garden Update, we're in the middle of January. We're going to get very cozy with this blanket, but all this beautiful floral is going to take us right into the spring months. Don't you think, Carrie?
Absolutely. So that's what I love about this blanket the most is that you can curl up on your back deck right now, and then you can bring this back in for your couch. And then as we're heading into those spring months, drape this on the back of your couch, break up the end of your bed, and you have those beautiful floral moments. And then there's also multiple colors in there. So you're getting that black and white, almost like etched in between where the florals are. So it has a little bit of modernness as well. So it's a really beautiful pattern where we're getting a little traditional and a little modern, and I love the embossing because it's solid, but you have visual interest.
It really is. It's so cool. They're like these beautiful flowers, but they're not like, too feminine, I want to point out. It's almost like a floral medallion almost, right?
That's a perfect way to put it. I like flowers, but I don't like if they're too I would say girly, but I know that's not the word, but for me, that's what it is. I'm a little bit of a tomboy, so I like things that have a little bit more like of a structure, have a little bit of feminine and masculine in there, but really regal. Like that pattern is a very regal pattern.
It really is. And I mean, again, this is 60 inches by 70 inches, so this is a nice big size. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm just gonna give it a nice big stretch here. Check this out. I mean, literally like all of me. It's so big. This is that perfect blanket that's not only going to be super duper decorative, but also that like wonderful like burrito moment that we all need during this time of year right now. I mean, the 3 different colors that we have left are all spectacular. Great way for you to add a little bit of design, a little bit of color. This one that I'm burritoing myself in is what we are calling the camel. We have 200 left in the camel. We've had over 400 orders now placed in the show. This one is your iceberg green. Just beautiful, most popular, very, very popular right now. Fewer than 150 left in that iceberg green. In the middle is that rust that we were just telling you all about with that beautiful kind of like deep rose almost look. But what a beautiful way that you can see, just me brushing this, you can see that sort of velveteen hand to it. 250 remaining in this rust. Now we've had 500 orders placed. $15.99, 3 easy payments of $5.33 is a crazy good price. Lots of people picking up more than one right now. This is that perfect blanket that you're really going to be able to throw in any room, right, Carrie?
I absolutely, and if you read the reviews, that's actually what everyone at home is saying, is that they love this, that they're getting that beautiful visual interest. You're getting a little bit of fun, a little bit of classy, a little bit of a breakup with that pattern. You're able to use this in every room. It does not scream living room. It doesn't scream bedroom. It has the ability to really travel throughout your spaces. And as you said, it has an incredible snuggle to it. It's a nice weight to it. It's not too heavy and it's not too light. It's that kind of perfect in between. So good.
You just choose if you want this beautiful camel, the rust. Fewer than 150 left in that camel option. Rust. 200, and then in that iceberg green, most popular and most limited, only 100 left. Item H470576, $15.99, 3 easy payments of $5.33. So good to see you, Carrie. So happy you were here with us.
See you too, Steve.
I'll see you soon. All right, well, still to come, we have a fantastic